welcome to another Tonic Craft Kit unboxing video. Today's one is for kit number 47, for those of you who are following along with the numbers, and it is called the Winter Advent Star Box, and I really love this one. I know it's another box, but I really like it. I think it's a really clever box because fully assembled it will actually go flat. So if you wanted to maybe make these as decorations to go on your Christmas tree, whether you put something inside them or not, they will fold flat for you to store them until the next year, which I think is just amazing that a three-dimensional box can completely fold flat and like without having to unglue anything. I'm going to show you it now. So this is the one that I've already made, and I will be doing a construction at the end of the video as well, although you do get instructions in the kit too. But it is really simple to put together anyway, so it's not difficult instructions. I suppose it's just sort of to refresh your memory if you forget how it goes together. But this is what the fantastic little star box looks like. I absolutely adore it, and it folds flat, which is just insane that it pops up to be this gorgeous decoration. But you pop all of these bits, you just press them all the way around. Last one, and then look, completely flat. So that you could store these really flatly, whether you've made them as a decoration and you want to store them, or whether you're getting ready to, I don't know, give gifts at Christmas time, or even sell these on a stall at Christmas time. You can have them already made, but they're taking up less space and not getting the risk of being squashed and crushed, because you can actually store them flat, which I think is just fantastic. It's a brilliant design. And then all you do to make it three-dimensional again, the hardest side is the side with the closure mechanism, because it has to sort of curve in nicely, but the rest of them super duper easy. You just literally pop them, and because you've already done all the pre-folding on it, it just goes back into being the most beautiful little star. So I really love this month's kit. So even if you're not a fan of boxes, I think this is going to be a really cool one to have. So that's why I wanted to show it to you first. I don't always show you it first, but I really wanted to this month. So let's have a look at what's in this month's kit. So we've got the gorgeous new packaging again, with the little greeting on the inside that says, "Hello, we hope you enjoy your craft kit." And then we've got all the goodies in this bag. Oh yes, where did I put it? Here. The other day I remembered that I hadn't done anything with the previous bags. The last two videos I've said I'm going to keep them because they'll be good for collaging, and then I didn't do anything. But I've started collaging onto this journal page. I reckon I'll probably finish this page and show it in like later on in this month in the Stamp Club video. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But all I've done is ripped a few bits of it up, and I think it goes really nicely with the pages that I'd chosen. The other side of these pages, because this is a journal that I made out of random pages, I've kind of got the other side, so I'll be able to show you a comparison of the finished page compared to like how it started as well. But I just thought I'd show you how I've just started adding some of these bits on, and I ripped out the Nouveau Craft Perfect Tonic bit as well. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it yet, but that's the start of using those this bag in a collage, so I thought I'd show you that. Anyway, let's get into what's in this kit. We've got loads of lovely goodies in this month's kit, and lots of full-sized products as well. Like all of these are, well, and these are actually full-sized from how you buy them, so lots of full-sized products. One mini one, and then also some gems as well. So I'll show you the gems first. These are the water droplet gems, but they're all the same size. When we had the original ones out, I can't bother to reach my pot, but they look in a pot like this. The original ones came like this, and they had 3 different sizes in, and I think this is the middle size, but they're all the same size. Which I think is really nice actually, because sometimes you want to build a design and you want them all to be the same size, or not necessarily with this month's kit, but if you got the Stamp Club, that was the sheet for the stars that had the cloud die in it, perfect for the raindrops coming out of it. They're a gorgeous size, these ones, but also you can build up shapes with these. They make the perfect little flowers, or like that could be a stylized snowflake. Maybe even if you put them so the pointy part is facing out, they'd be like a stylized snowflake, which I think would look really good. I haven't actually used them on any of the projects that I've done so far, but I'm going to construct a box for you at the end, and we'll have a look and see if we think we can can put any of these on that to decorate it as well. But I really like that they're all the same size. I do love getting a mixture of sizes in a pot, but this is actually my most used size out of that pot, so it'll be quite nice to tip these in so I've got some extras of this size as well. So firstly we've got that little packet of gems. Then we have got a miniature pot of Glacier Paste, and this is the gorgeous one that came out in the White Wonderland colour trend, and it is the Winter White colour. So really lovely, versatile colour of Glacier Paste because you can colour it as well. So if you have any of the Aquaflows that were on offer last month, you can definitely colour this with your Aquaflows. Just add like 1 drop at a time and mix it in, so you're not changing the consistency too much. Or something that would also be possible for colouring it is your Nouveau shimmer powders. That might make the consistency slightly thicker, but I don't think it would alter it too much if you're just adding a few taps of shimmer powder into it as well to change the colour of it. So a really versatile one to have, and white is just a fantastic colour to have anyway. I was actually using my full-sized pot when I used it on my samples just because it's already open, and I didn't want to open this one and then, you know, have 2 pots on the go. So I will show you the colour from my larger pot as well. So if you do like it, because this is a sample, if you do like it, you can actually get your hands on a larger pot, which is really nice. I don't know if you can tell just how sparkly that is. Let me pull some out. You see how beautiful that is? Full of those like little shards of mica, I suppose you could describe it. Really, really lovely. And I've said in multiple videos recently and in the past, it's better to use Glacier Paste in a thin fashion because it hasn't got the structure to hold in a 3-dimensional kind of state through a stencil or something. So it is kind of better to use it in a thin capacity, so your product goes further, and also it's going to dry flat anyway, so you might as well use it in a thin fashion. But also splattering and watercolouring with it is a fantastic use as well, and that's actually how I've used it on the box actually that I just showed you. I had used it to colour in the bell. You can just see it glimmering on the bell. This kind of gives the look of their aqua shimmer pen, but it has larger little sort of flaky particles of the mica, and then all over this box I splattered the leftovers, so there's like little splatters everywhere, and that is that Glacier Paste. So I love using it for that kind of technique as well as through stencils too. Then the next thing we're getting is a full spool of the Baker's Twine, which the great thing about their Baker's Twine is they've recently brought it back, so you can actually buy it again now, which is fantastic. But they also coordinate them with their colours of cardstock, and we actually have a sheet of the coordinating colour of card in this kit. They actually come in a package like this, so this says French Blue and it matches perfectly with their French Blue cardstock, and it says on here 25 metres, so it's going to go a long way, this Craft Perfect twine. I can't remember how long ago it came out. I think maybe 3 years. It could even be nearer 4 years now when it first came out, but I'm still on my first spool of everything except the brown duty twine. I think that's the only one that I'm on my second spool of, so they do last a really nice long time, which is fantastic, and they're perfect for the string to like attach this to a gift, or to hang it onto a tree, or to hang it anywhere you want to, really. It's the perfect kind of durable product to kind of hang a decoration like this by, which is brilliant. So, and it's perfect for tying your little bows to decorate as well. So we're getting a full spool of 25 metres of the Craft Perfect twine. Then we're also getting a full-sized Nouveau glitter accent, and this is, I think, the best colour of this. This is the Fresh Snowfall, and this is absolutely perfect for when you want to add snow onto your cards, or even onto your 3-dimensional things as well. Like, if I wanted to, I could add some like dripping snow coming down here with this gorgeous accent, and it keeps its 3-dimensionalness when it dries. So it's, I mean, I suppose if you used the White Blizzard Nouveau glitter drops, that would also keep its dimension, but because this has got like more glitter within it, and the the substrate that it's in kind of shrinks away from the glitter as well. It kind of gives more of a snowy sort of feel because it has that texture to it as well. So with a Nouveau glitter drop, they dry with a smooth texture because the glitter is kind of encapsulated in the substance. But with the glitter accents, you can actually feel that gorgeous glitter. It's not going to come off, but you can feel it within the substance because it kind of like shrinks away from it and dries back around it. So I really love their glitter accents. I mean, this is probably going to be my 4th bottle of this colour in particular because I use it so much. And it is similar, if not exactly the same, as their Glimmer Paste. So you can actually squirt this straight from the bottle onto like your silicone spatulas or your palette knife. Just squirt some onto it and then scrape it through a stencil as well. And I will actually show you that in my sped up video. I used one of the dies from the kit to make my own stencil, and then I used this through the stencil. So it's a great medium for using in your stencils as well. And an advantage of it being in a bottle like this rather than a pot like the Glimmer Paste is you have that fine tip applicator. It's not as fine as a Nouveau drop. It's got a bigger gauge hole in it to let all of that glitter out. But obviously it's finer than having an open lid of a pot. But also because it is in this bottle, less air is going to get inside it, so it's going to be a product that lasts longer because this stuff dries rock solid when it's dry. And you can imagine if you have it in a pot with a larger lid, more air is going to get in and then it's going to dry out quicker. But in this kind of a format, it lasts a long time. I mean, this is my current bottle that I've been using. This is probably my 3rd bottle. I mean, it's practically gone now, but this has been like this for months with hardly anything in it, and it's still perfect to use. And a great tip is, when you get towards the end of it, prise the gem off that you can then use on a project and then just stand it upside down. I mean, you could do that to begin with, but I like the gems on the top, so I usually wait until there's like this much left. And then when you're working with it, if you've got it upside down, it's already ready at the bottom for you to use, which is brilliant. So we're also getting that full-size bottle of the Nouveau glitter accents. Then the next full-size product is a vintage drop, and this is the Chalk Stick vintage drops. This was in the 2nd collection where a lot of the colours launched at once. We've had the odd one in some of the colour trends as well, but this was the 2nd main collection that came out. Again, it's probably a year or 2 ago now. I think it came out probably around the same time as the gems actually. I think it was a similar timing to them. But anyway, this is a vintage drop. You can tell the difference between a normal Nouveau drop and a vintage drop from the shape of the bottle. They have like this rectangular shape to them, and they have the lines down the side, so it makes it really easy to squeeze. They've got a really lovely squidgy bottle. It also has the hexagonal lid, which you'll notice is the same as a Dream Drop and now an Aroma Drop as well, with the little hexagon gem on the top. And the difference between a vintage drop and a normal Nouveau drop, or any of the other different types of drops, is that these dry with a satin matte kind of finish. So it's not 100% matte, but it's a lot matter than a gloss drop, if you know what I mean. So I will show you on some of my samples the finish that it dries to, but it does take 48 hours for the full matte kind of effect to appear. So you've kind of got to leave it on your project and then come back to it a couple of days later and you'll see that beautiful matte finish. So that is another full-sized product. Then we're also getting a set of 3 of the brand new style of Nouveau alcohol pens. So these are actually a set that would come together. If you were purchasing these, you could actually buy this as a pack of 3. But the great thing is, with the Nouveau alcohol pens, this gives you a chance to try them, see if you like them, see if you want to upgrade from your old style of pen, or whether you want to add some new colours and use this brand to add the new colours to your collection of whatever other brands you already have. This gives you a chance to try them and see what they're like. But also, the great thing about Tonic with their alcohol pens is you can buy them in sets of 24, 12, 3, or individually as well. So you can actually decide how you want to add them to your collection. So if you're, say for example, you don't have any coral colours in your collection of Nouveau alcohol pens, you can buy the 3-pack, the blending 3-pack of coral tones, and then you can easily sort of add them into your collection. Or maybe I don't know, you colour a lot of like penguins or something and you really need your warm grey tones, you could buy the warm grey set, or you could just buy the lightest warm grey colour to replace a pen that's run out. Or say you don't have many alcohol pens and you love these after getting the kit, you could pick one of their sets of 24 to buy then to sort of bulk out your collection. So I really love that they do sell them in lots of different quantities, which is really great as well. So if you like them and you want the entire collection, you just have to buy the 3 24 pen sets and then you'll get the entire 72 pen collection. But they do have other options to buy them individually or in 3 packs as well. So I do think that's a really nice way of having them. And I will show you a little demo with these later on, but I have really been enjoying their alcohol pens. I did a whole video on them as well, so if you are interested with how they compare to the old colours and the old pen style, I go through all of that in that video as well, so make sure to check that out if you're interested in these pens. And then the final things that we're getting in this kit, it's a random selection of 2 of the Let It Snow collection of Nouveau Pure Sheen glitters and sequins. You're going to get a random selection of the 2. So I would think that they would try to give you a sequin and a glitter, but I'm not 100% sure. But I have all of the other ones here to show you which ones. So there's 4 different sequins that you might get and also 4 different glitters in similar colours, although I'm not sure why my silver tinsel is in a larger bottle. I think maybe we had this in a kit once and I gave my mum the smaller bottle that came in the set and I kept the bigger one, but I'm not sure. But anyway, these are the choice that you will get a random selection of 2 from. So I got the ice white sequins, but you might also get the silver tinsel sequins, which are a matte silver, or you could get the sapphire blue sequins, which are a gorgeous deep metallic-y shiny blue colour, and they've got that sort of holo on them. You know, the kind of cardstock that you used to have when you were a kid that had all the little facets on it? They kind of look like that. Or you might get the aqua aurora, which are a lovely aqua kind of colour, a light blue aqua, and they have that AB finish on them. And the white ones, I didn't properly mention them, they don't have an AB finish, they are just like a lovely shiny white sequin, so they'll go with anything really. And all of those sequins, they're all in 25ml pots, everything from these 2 collections, but all of the sequins are the same size in the bottle and they're all about 6mm round, I'd say, and they are like cup sequins as well. So you'll be getting a random selection of either those sequins or any 4 of these glitters. So this is the Snowstorm, which looks just like another white glitter, but it does actually have a different colour within it when you put it onto darker colours. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's kind of like a bluey purple colour, this one. It's got that like interference in it as well. Then there is Silver Tinsel, which is a proper silver, hasn't got any of the holographic kind of effects in it. It's a proper lovely solid silver colour. Then you might get Sapphire Blue, which is the one that I got in my kit, which has, you can see tiny little hints of like a light blue and a purple in there, as well as that dark blue. So a really gorgeous colour tone, and it goes with that kind of almost faceted kind of effect that I was trying to explain before. They really go nicely together. Or you might get the Blue Dusk glitter as well. This is more of like a translucent kind of glitter. It doesn't have too strong of a colour. I think when I used this before, I've used it with a double-sided adhesive sheet and put it over the top of something that I've coloured, and you could still see the details underneath, so I think it's quite a sheer kind of glitter, but it's that lovely light blue and it's got that AB finish in there as well. So similar with the AB finish to the Aurora, Aqua Aurora sequins, but it's a slightly different kind of blue colour. But yeah, they go really nicely together. So you'll be getting some random selection, 2 of those, and I got these 2 in mine. I got Sapphire Blue glitter and then the ice white sequins. Okay, let's move on to looking at the Craft Perfect papers from the kit now. I'll move the box out of the way. So this month we've actually got 10 sheets of cardstock, and we actually have 2 sheets of one of them as well. So the first one that we've got, or the first three I'll show them together. These are all the classic cardstock that have the linen texture on one side and then they're smooth on the other side. And this is the bright white, the Arctic blue, and then the French blue. And the French blue matches the baker's twine perfectly. So I can show them together. You can see it's a perfect coordination between the cardstock and the baker's twine. So they go really, really nicely together. So firstly, we've got those 3 sheets. Then we have 2 sheets of the super smooth white card, which is 300 GSM. It's a slightly off-white kind of colour, even though it says it's white. This is the usual white card that I use. I don't know if you can even tell actually on camera, but it is slightly off-white compared to the normal white that I use. But it's still really, really gorgeous. It's a lovely warm white. Let's say it's a warm white rather than a cool white. And this is their 300 GSM card, so it's great for colouring on, and it's really, really smooth. So that's why they've given you 2 sheets, because you've got your alcohol pens in here, so you can really test it out and see what it's like for colouring with your alcohol pens. Then we've also got a sheet of their Pearlescent card, which is double-sided, and this one is called Caribbean Sea. I love this one. It's a really gorgeous blue tone. And I really like their Pearlescent cardstock with that double-sided finish. Then we have got 2 sheets, different ones, of Iridescent mirror card. You can see they both have that beautiful rainbow effect on them, but this one is the original. This one is Holo Waves, which is actually a silver card with the rainbow on. And then this one is a gorgeous light blue tone. This one is the Marina Mist. I think the other blue that came out in the collection of holographic card or iridescent card was a slightly darker blue, so this is the Marina Mist. I think the other one was called Tidal Wave, but this is the lighter of the blue colours. Then we've also got a sheet of their glitter card, which is called Silver Screen, and it's a really beautiful silver. I mean, if you get the silver glitter, they are like the perfect match for each other. So you can do some cool techniques with actually using glitter card or using your glitter if you get that one. And then that would also go perfectly with the silver tinsel sequins as well. Really, really gorgeous, their glitter card, and like nothing comes off of it when you rub it. So really, really great for people who don't like glitter. So if you get glitter in your kit, you give that someone else and keep the cardstock that doesn't shed the glitter. And then finally we've got a piece of their specialty handmade cotton paper, and this one is the Hailstorm. I think this was one of the originals of this type of paper, but I've shown you the red one, the newest. No, is it the green? It was green. It was a metallic-y green finish one in the Santa's Workshop colour trend. That's the most recent one I've shown you with this, I think. But really, really lovely. It almost looks like well, it does kind of look like hail, doesn't it, really? Or like piles of confetti. Or if you coloured this gold, I know there's nothing gold in the kit, but if you coloured it gold, it would kind of look like a pile of pirates' treasure or something. You know, loads of little coins on top of each other. So that could be another use for that at some point as well. So those are all of the sheets of cardstock, and don't forget we get it in a gorgeous little folder now as well. So I'm thinking you could label this with the colours that are in here and keep them in there and keep putting your scraps back in there, and then if you're ever stuck for a colour scheme and you want card to go with it, you could just go back to a folder and pick out one that's got a lovely colour scheme that you want to work with. So that might be quite a nice idea of how to store them. Then finally, the thing you've all been waiting for is the dies, the stickers and the stamps as well. So we've got the new folder. They have kept giving me the stickers, so I think I will commit to sticking the sticker on the front of the folder here and then labelling it with the number and the name down here as well, just so I can sort of keep track of the numbers too. But yeah, I think I will actually commit to sticking my stickers on, or I could stick them up there as well. Now I can't decide where to stick the sticker, but yes, so these are the stamps and dies from this month, and you'll see under here we do actually get the instructions of how to put it together. So it's a very simple box, but the great thing is they've given you the instructions, so if you come to make this next year and you've forgotten how to make it, you've got the instructions in there with it, which is great. Just one-sided, so they're really simple to put together, literally just 4 steps of how they go together, and you saw how easy it was to flatten it and pop it back up again. So really, really simple, and I will show you the construction after I've shown you the dies, the stamps and my samples as well. So you get the instructions, which is the main point. Then I'll just show you these on a piece of card so you can see them nicely. So these are the little stamps. So it's an A7 stamp set in this month's kit. We've got this stunning one here. I really like this, and it looks beautiful coloured in with the pens that you get in the kit as well. So this is a pentagon which fits perfectly in the centre of your star box as well, because the star is actually 5-pointed, so it's got a pentagon in the centre of it, and it's got beautiful little bells in there. So this could be something for a wedding as well. It doesn't have to be Christmas. You could easily turn it into something for a wedding, or if you don't use this central stamp at all, you know, it can be for anything. Stars can be for any kind of celebration, which is great. Even like big birthdays, you know, like a big 30 on a star would look great, or 50, or, you know, all sorts. Then we've got lots of sentiments as well. We got hugs and kisses, we got Merry Christmas, and there's a couple of clouds and Santa with 3 reindeer on there as well. We've got winter wishes with a couple of snowflakes and 3 little trees above it. We've got the word joy, we've got Noel, and we've got peace in little tiny font. We've got these tiny little stars here, which are always useful to add as little accents. If you feel like something's too empty, you can just add little accents. And then this one, I didn't get to do the idea actually, but I was thinking, because these are photopolymer stamps, photopolymer stamps can usually withstand heat. I think this would work if you got molten embossing powder, poured a little puddle on, and stamped this into it, and it would give you that look of like an old seal, and it would say North Pole delivery. I really want to give that a try, but I forgot to do it. If I remember, there'll be a bit of footage now. I think that would look really cool. So that is the little stamp set. Then we have got the die set as well, so I'll just put that bit of card under there. You don't get yours on a magnetic sheet, you get them on 2 sheets of acetate inside the folder, but I've just cut down an A4 sheet so that it's half the size and will fit all my dies on. So you can see it's jam-packed full, and you have lots of elements to decorate, which is really nice, as well as the main piece. So let's go through all the elements first. So we've got 3 different snowflakes. We've got this gorgeous one which has got 8 points to it. We've got this one that's got 6 points to it, and then this one that also has 6 points to it as well. So you've got 3. They are practically the same size, but they're just all different, which is always lovely. You can never have too many snowflakes, and a lot of the sets that Tonic have brought out for their Christmas kind of ranges recently have like the odd snowflake or 2 in them. So, you know, you can never have too many different snowflakes, because they, you know, as with like fonts and stuff, snowflakes can really have different styles to them. Some of them look very traditional, but some of them can be really modern looking as well. So you can never really have too many to go with whatever style you want. Then you also get a full set of numbers. So you get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, which is nice that they've given you both, but I think they are actually identical. I think they are identical, but it's really nice that they have given you both. So easy for turning this into an advent calendar. I mean, it is called the Winter Advent Star Box, so I think the idea is that you could turn it into an advent calendar, and then you have all of the numbers there already. But on my ones, I've used 25 on one of them for Christmas is the 25th, and on the other one, I'm going to put 2021 on it, so you could also put the year on there as well with all of these numbers. And again, like snowflakes, you can never have too many numbers really. You know, they're always useful, and even mixing and matching different fonts of numbers looks really nice as well. Then we have a little candy cane. I didn't actually cut that one out, but candy canes again are always useful. We've got a lovely little bauble, which I've used on one of my cards, and then you've got 2 mats and layers for the bauble. One has lovely stitching effect, and then you have a slightly smaller one just with a plain straight edge. Then you also get this little one. I'm not 100% sure what it's for, because it's not the same triangle as the points of the box, but I'm guessing you could put it in the centre here, or you could then use it as a gift tag as well. But I mean, you can never have too many triangles either, so just an extra kind of little triangular decoration. And that has beautiful decorative panel to go in the centre with stars and swirls. Then you also have this piece here, and this piece is going to be really useful for lots of different die sets actually, because this enables you to hang them. So you cut this, you stick the two circular elements together, and then you stick these either side of the point of the star, like this. So you've got one sticking on the front and one sticking on the back, and that is how you can easily hang the box, which I think is really lovely. So you've got that perfect little die to help you do that. And then, you know, just think about any other die sets that you have, or even just like gift tags or little gift pockets. Some of the ones that have come out recently, maybe you want to put scratch cards in them and hang them from the Christmas tree. You could use this little die as a way of attaching ribbon or twine to them to be able to hang them onto the Christmas tree really easily. So that's a brilliant die to have. And then the rest of the die set is what you need to make the actual star box. So this is the main die, which you just need to cut twice, and you can fit them both onto an A4 sheet, which is brilliant. So it just means one A4 sheet will make the box, and you'll have little extra bits and pieces left over that you could use for panels for something else, or to make a coordinating card or something. So great that you can get it out of one piece of card. Then you get all of the panels to decorate. So you get the pentagon in the centre, and this pentagon perfectly cuts out this stamp. It literally comes right up to the outside black line, and the way I know that is because I cut this as an aperture on my card and then put this inside it, and it fit absolutely perfectly. You also get some gorgeous decorative detail inside this pentagon, and this piece, I'll show you it on my construction one, but it actually has an outside edge already, and then the interior doesn't cut out a star, but they've left space within the decoration so a star will fit perfectly in there. But you could obviously also put one of the stamp sentiments on there as well, or even put a stamp sentiment, cut it out and then stick it on top too. Then you get the star that fits inside, and then you get a little decorative piece that could go inside the star if you want to as well. And then finally you get your choice of 5 different panels to decorate the star box with. And also on one of my cards I use the apertures of all of these to create this shape on my card. And the great thing is, although these 4 of them have different details on the inside of the cut line, they are all the same size on the outside. So if you're doing something like this, you only have to double cut one of them. You've actually got 4 that are all the same. And I kept all of the interiors from cutting out those apertures so that you could see the differences of them as well. So you've got just the plain edged one, you've got the plain edge with the piercing detail all the way around, the plain edge with the stitch detail, and then this one is the plain edge but with that debossing line all the way around, which I think looks so professional and stylish. Really, really lovely, that one. So you get all of those different ones, plus the scalloped one as well, and then you get all the different details to go inside them. So the one that I'm going to show you how to construct, I use this one, which is 4 straight lines. You've also got diagonal lines, you've got stars with swirls, which is the same design that's in this equilateral triangle. Then you've got this little design, which is kind of like a snowflake with 3 dots and some little debossing dots on there as well. And then this one is little rows of dots in there too. So you've got a lovely selection of different options depending on what kind of style or colour scheme or person that you're designing it for as well. So that is the whole die set and everything that you're getting in the kit, and I'll be back in 1 second to show you the samples that I've done, and then we'll do the construction as well. Okay, so first of all, let me show you the kind of matte satin finish that you get on those vintage drops. Look how beautiful they look. They just really do look like falling blobs of snow on this card, which I really love. They're just the perfect thing for snow, because they're just that gorgeous. It feels like they're going to be fuzzy or something, but really, really lovely. I love the vintage drops, and I really should use them more. I'm always forgetting to use them, but they're really lovely. In the background of this card, you can see some subtle stars on there, and this was what I was talking about. I made my own stencil using that star die. I just cut it 5 times down a scrap piece of card, then I laid the piece of card onto my background and scraped that glitter accents, the fresh snowfall glitter accents through it, and then I got my little stars in the background. And then while the glitter accents was wet, I pressed 3 sequins into each of them, and then I used the vintage drops to put a drop on the top of them as well. So literally just press the sequins in whilst it was wet and then put the drop of Nouveau drops on the top too. So really, really simple background. Then with just a scattering of the gorgeous snowflakes. Then for the main focal element on this, it's that gorgeous bauble. And I cut it once from the French Blue and once from the Holo Waves, and then I cut the top piece off of the French Blue one and stuck it over the top of the Holo Waves. For the detail on this, I stamped out that stamp, coloured it in, but then used the stitched layer to cut out the design, and then I also did a second one and cut out the bells from it, so the bells are kind of overlapping over the outside of the detail, and I think that's just another way of using that gorgeous pentagon design, and it just makes it look a little bit different. And then finally for this card, I've just used that sentiment, the Winter Wishes, used my long bladed pair of scissors to snip it into a rectangle, matted it onto the Holo Waves and then onto the French Blue as well to tie in all the colours together. And then I've just used the French Blue baker's twine to finish it off so it looks like the bauble is dangling down on the card. So that's one of the ones that's in my sped up video. And then the other one is this one, and you can see what I was talking about using the aperture of the star. I decided to position it like this because I wanted the bells to be straight, but if you wanted to, you could have twisted it so the point of the star was up as well, but your bells would be slightly off centre because of how the design is centred in the box, or in the pentagon. It's pointing towards a point rather than to a side. But yeah, totally up to you how you want to position that, or how you want to position the star on the card. Then this here in the background, you'll probably remember I've shown you this technique a few times recently when we've had sequins and glitter in the kits, where I flood the area with glue and then I press the sequins in, and then to hide the excess glue I sprinkle the glitter on. But in this case I had the dark blue glitter, and I thought that's not really going to look very good with the white sequins because it's not sort of even all over it. Some sequins have the glue poking through the centre, some have it oozing over the side of them, you know. I think the blue would have really shown up and shown any imperfections. So I thought, well, we get the glitter accents in this kit, and the glitter accents is basically a glue with glitter in, and we know it dries really hard and strong. So all I did was flood the area with the glitter accents and then press the sequins into it, and then there's no need to add glitter afterwards because the glitter is already there within the glue. So I think that's a really cool way of doing this technique. So I've done that on all 5 points of the star, and then along the edge I just made sure some of them hung over slightly, and then I just trimmed them off with my scissors so they kind of go off the edge of the card. Then for the stamped piece, I stamped and coloured that in, and I was using the Metro Grey ink to stamp and colour with. I thought it'd be a bit less harsh than using a black ink. I thought it would go nicely with the silvers and blues. And so what I did for this was stamp it out, colour it in, and then recessed it behind the aperture, and you can see how perfectly it fits behind the aperture of that pentagon die. So obviously if it fits behind the aperture, it's going to fit perfectly on the die cut as well, so you can perfectly die cut it out and have this as an element on the centre of your star too. So I think that's really fantastic. Then the sentiment here, again I stamped it in grey, and then I just trimmed it into a banner shape, matted it with the Marina Mist card, and then I used the Marina Mist to cut out 2021 on here as well. So I really love how these two cards turned out. They're actually completely different, well almost completely different to the ones that I'd planned making, but I prefer these. So I'm kind of glad I thought to do this aperture idea, because I really like how that one turned out. So those two are the cards that will be up in the sped up video hopefully tomorrow. And then let's actually show you the construction of the box. Actually, I've got something to show you before that as well. So this is my finished one that I've already done, and you might also be thinking, if you're the same kind of age group as me, or I'm not sure if they're probably around for years before as well, but when I was younger there was like a trend that you had long thin strips of cardstock and you like folded them in a special way, and you ended up with a pentagon, and you were supposed to like push in and it would pop up just like this box does. I could never manage to make them, but my sibling actually made a video on it, so I'll link to that at the end of the video if you're interested in learning how to make the small versions of these stars, because I was thinking you could put them inside this box, which would be quite a cool idea, and it would kind of work as like bubble wrap to protect your gift that's in there too. But I really think it really reminds me of those little stars that you used to make. It was kind of like origami, and you just folded it all the way along and you ended up with a pentagon, but you kind of had to have nails to poke the edges in to make the star pop up. But yeah, I'll link that video, because if you're interested in learning how to make that, I think you'll be able to follow along. But the main thing I wanted to say is, how did I make that stripy? You might have been wondering that since I've shown you this sample. How did I get that colour to look like that? And it is really easy. You literally just want to use that 300 GSM smooth card that we got in the kit, plus your alcohol pens. And then all I did was I picked a pattern. I picked one of these first, so I picked like this one, and I just took the lightest blue, drew a stripe along it. Then I took the next one, so I was using 425, then 427, and did another stripe. Then you use 429, and you do another stripe. Then you go back to 427, then you go back to 425, and then 427 again, and then 429, and then 427, and then you end with 425, like that. So you do that to all of the points on both of them, and then all you do is you take the, was it the darkest colour I used? No, I can't remember which colour I used. Yeah, it looks like the darkest colour. Okay, so we take 429, and then all you do is colour in the rest of this detail. So you just go up to the edge of the star and colour up to that score line, and then make sure you saturate these score lines that are here. These are going to be the glue tabs, those are glue tabs there, but you want to saturate that score line, because if that's folded over you'll be able to see that when the box is made. And that is literally how you do that. So you just do the stripy effect on all of the points of the star, and then colour in the empty space between them. And I also coloured in the pentagon on the top as well. So you literally just go up to the score lines that are there. I'm being a bit messy because I'm rushing. And colour in that entire pentagon that's on the top, or you don't even have to colour the whole thing in if you're going to add the stamped image on the top, because you can just have the edge showing. And then that's literally how I got that effect, if you were wondering. And then to finish that off, I used the chalk stick on that third stripe down and did 5 dots of that, and then I also had the watered down Glacier Paste and splattered that on as well. So that is how you get that beautiful stripy effect, in case you were wondering. I thought I'd better explain that. Now we can get on to the construction. So let me zoom out a little bit more, and then I've got all these pieces ready. So I've got lots of decorations as well. We've got 2 of these, and you might notice this one looks a little bit different. So this one has got the tape on all of the glue tabs ready, and all I do for this is I use about a 9 or a 12mm tape, stick a piece on, and then use my coated scissors that don't get too sticky to cut off the excess of it, so it goes right up to kind of the points of this. It doesn't matter so much about this point here, but these points right here, you want to try and get the tape as close to those points as you can, so that it will stay nicely together. And then for the second one, you want all your decoration on, but you don't actually need any of the glue tabs or the little tabs here. So you literally just want to take your scissors and snip these off, so that you're left just with a pentagon. So you've got just like that, really. And that's all you need to create the actual box. I'll show you the decorations. No, shall I do the decorations now? I'll do the decorations now. So what I was thinking is I've made 2 of these little toppers, which is the Marina Mist, then the French Blue, and then the Marina Mist again with the little dies that stack in the centre. So I was going to put one of them in the centre of both sides. You don't have to decorate both sides. I suppose it just depends what use you're doing it for. If it's going to be a hanging decoration, it's kind of nice to do both sides in case it sort of is in a position where it could blow in the wind and then turn round. But I'm putting this on both sides, but I'm just doing the date on one side. You could also personalise this with a name as well. That would be really nice. So we've got that on both sides. Then all I've done is, well, we need to decide how we want to hang this. So this is the opening mechanism, and well, if we want to put a hanger on it, actually, I don't know if I thought I'd cut a hanger out, but maybe I haven't. But if you are thinking of putting a hanger on it, it's got to hang by one of the points of the stars. So this one, I just decided to have the bells wonky, but I put the number decoration so that it would hang straight from the top there. And you can see I put the closure here, because I thought if you put something slightly heavier inside, you're not going to want it to be sitting against the closure if it's down here or down here. So I put it just there at the side. So I think I'm going to do that again. I think I'm going to do it this way. So to decorate the front of it then, I've just cut a little banner of the Pearlescent cardstock. And then I was literally just going to put 2021 on here. And then I've also got some snowflakes to decorate as well, but I think I'll put the snowflakes on afterwards. So I think something like that would look quite nice with just the numbers on there. We could even put a snowflake right in the centre of that star, actually. I'm just going to place these kind of in the centre of that banner, really. And then a number 1. Okay, so we've stuck those on like that, and then I think I might put a white snowflake in the centre of that star. And then I think that straight on top of it would look really nice. I might actually wait until I've put the box together though, so I can get the angle of the end of that banner to be the same as the angle of the box. So I'm going to leave that off for now. But that is how you can sort of add your decorations. Depending on what you're adding, you can add it before or after you put it together. But the next step is then to pre-fold everything. It's much easier if you pre-fold it now. So basically everything is folding away from us. So we want to fold all sides of the pentagon. You know, actually, I think maybe that 300 GSM card was easier than the 216. I thought that this might have been the easier option for the cardstock. But actually, I think the other one was easier to fold. So if you do make it out of a thinner cardstock and you struggle, try the 300 GSM, because I found that one was really easy to go together. But you're basically just pinching everything to get it to fold nicely. And you can pinch right in the centre here to get that to fold. I just think this box is so cleverly designed. It's really, really cool. So that's the first side, and you can see easily how just pre-folding that is giving you the shape already, and that's how it's going to go together. So we'll do the same with the other one. And this one we've also got to fold the glue tabs, which again are going away from us as well. So if you've got the professional edge or the edge that you've decorated towards you, we're folding then away from us. One more side after this. Quite a bit of folding, but it really is worth it to do all of the folding right now. It will definitely make it much easier. Okay, and then we've just got the little tabs that hold the box together. So now you can see how the whole thing is wanting to fold together like this. Then the next step is to flatten it again. So we wanted to pre-fold it, but now we want to flatten it again back into a pentagon shape. Then I do recommend starting with one side, and this also helps you get it lined up properly, because you want to make sure those slits are lined up with the tabs on the other one. So pick the side that is next to the tabs and next to the slits, and we'll start with that one, and then you shouldn't go wrong putting it together. So we'll take the backing tape off of those two, and then again, slits are lining up with the tabs, and then we can literally just like press this flat, and then we're just placing the pentagon on top of the other pentagon. So we're just keeping it nice and flat. And also, if you do it this way rather than trying to fiddle with it in midair, if you're putting it together while it's flat, it's going to fold flat again, like I was showing you in the beginning. So it's definitely worth doing it that way. And then I've already made one before, so I don't mind taking off all of the tape next. But you might want to do just the next one and then maybe the next two together, if it's your first one. And literally just take the tape off of all of them. And then it is just so easy to put together now, because we've got it, we know everything is in the right place, and we know it's all the right way round. So literally all you have to do is literally press it down. So we're just following the straight lines to make sure we're definitely getting it in the right place. But it is literally just a case of flattening the whole thing down and pressing the glue tabs in place. And now you have your flat box, but all you have to do is poke the sides in and it pops up into a star instantly. Isn't that just so clever? I really love it. But also for the closing mechanism, it's kind of easier if you leave it flat first and then close it. You kind of have to fiddle with the slits, because the slits are literally just a slit in the card. You kind of got to maneuver them a little bit just to help get the tabs in there. Sometimes they do a slit where it's actually cut a piece of card away, but that kind of gives a looser closure. But with these ones, it is literally just a slit in the cardstock, so they're slightly harder to get in, but it does make it for more of a secure closing mechanism. Sorry, I'm off camera. So you can just, that's always the way, you get one of them in. So you want to like bend that top bit backwards a bit. Once you've opened and closed it a couple of times, it will get easier because it will know sort of where to go. There we go. So you can just put them in like that and flatten that again to make sure they're in nicely, and then just pop it back up. And just make sure the tabs are in, pop it all the way around, last one, and then you have your perfect little star. And then, I mean, at this point you could decide which way up you wanted your decoration to be, but I do think it looks quite nice, you know, with a point and having the opening up here. They might have intended it so that the opening was at the bottom, but I'm just thinking if you put something slightly heavy in there, it might pull the opening open. So I think it's better to have it nearer the top section. And then, you know, I might just cut that straight off of there anyway, like that. And then just have the 2021 on there. So I'm going to use a little bit of 3D foam to put that on. I've just got some leftover bits here. Could just put that on. And then we can decorate with some stars as well. And I would put the hanging top on, but I haven't, well, I don't know where I've put the, oh, there it is, found it. Okay, so we can put the hanging decoration thingy on. So basically, you have this little piece, you fold it in half, you add glue around the donut sort of bit, and then fold that together, and then you've got two little score lines on either side at the bottom of that donut, and you just fold those outwards, and then that will literally just clasp over the front and the back of that point of the star. So you can just add a little bit more glue on those. And then just hold it on there. You have to hold it for a little bit just so it stays stuck. You could do this while it's flat as well, actually. Okay, I think that's going to stay. So we've got the little hanging tab on there, and we could kind of disguise that a little bit more maybe by adding a snowflake up there. So it's not quite so obvious, just a white bit where there's not other white bits. And then we're sort of bringing in that silver, and then we could add a few more silver ones elsewhere as well. And maybe even another white one too. Could put a white one in the centre of that silver one. And then maybe another silver. Maybe one more white one down here. Let's use this one because then that matches that. Okay, perfect. So we've now got our little box decorated, and then for the twine, we've got the twine in the kit and it matches perfectly, which is fantastic. And then how I put this on is you put the two ends together, you get the loop, and you put the loop through the front of the hole, and then you pull that up and you pull the two ends through the loop, and then I find that looks neater on the front because you've got the little loop going around the two threads on the front. Then if you've gone through the front of the hole, then you get that on the front. And then on this one, all I did was take another piece of twine and I just tied it around the whole piece. I did a little bow on there as well, so you've got like options for changing the top of it as well to give a different look. So I hope you enjoyed this unboxing video for Tonic Craft Kit number 47, which is the Winter Advent Star Box. I really did enjoy this one, and I love how this one turned out. That's still my favourite. I love that stripy effect that I did with the pens. It just really adds to that star, and because you're just drawing with alcohol pens, you can die cut it first, and then you get the alcohol pens in the perfect positions as well to get that stripy effect, and then you can just colour the rest in with whatever shade that you want to. Obviously, if you're going to use the lighter shade to colour these areas in, you're going to want to be more careful of not going over the triangle when you're colouring those pieces. But yeah, I really like how this box goes together and how that one turned out, and I do really like this one as well, actually, with the darker blue colour. But yeah, really, really lovely. Oh, I've just realised that die, I know where it's supposed to go. The equilateral triangle. I have just realised where that die goes. There's me saying, why have they given us this triangle? You could decorate here. Obviously you wouldn't be able to fold it flat again then, but if you knew it was going to stay three-dimensional, you could put it there. So you actually get the die to decorate all those sides as well. So that is really good to know. I'm glad I just realised that. So there we go. You can actually decorate all the sides. That would keep it nice and firm, and it would mean it wouldn't be able to squash flat. So if you want it to be a three-dimensional ornament that you keep up all year round, or you know, actually a decoration, you know, rather than just an ornament that you would bring out seasonally, you've actually got that piece to make it sturdier and stop it from squashing flat. But I like the ability that you can squash it flat. I think that's really cool that it'll go flat. Anyway, glad I realised that. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this up-close video. The links to the Tonic Craft Kit will be below the video in the video description, and also on my blog post as well, if you're interested in getting hold of it. And I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end of the video, and thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye!